And Yelena really loves Billy. Gary was saying in the green room, Billy was tuning up his guitar. Yelena was over him, like licking his ear and everything.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, that's the greatest.
Oh,
he says, I just went in and Yelena had her tongue in Billy's ear.
Just for tuning.
Yeah, I go, yeah, like you're tuning. You're not even doing anything.
Well, you're introducing him. Most people, when you're introducing them and you start rapping about them, you don't really concentrate
They
to see
start
what you're saying
listening,
about
yes.
them.
Right.
She's kissing him on the back of the neck and they're making out, sort of, which is nice. I'm glad you guys are happy.
Yeah. How about making me happy, Yelena? You know, hey, pass that love around.
See, that's what happens if you wait until you're successful.
Yeah.
Girls who worship you.
I know. Hey, anyway, so first of all, you know what? I've been waiting to interview you for so long. First of all, what is this fascination with Regis and Kathy Lee? I don't get that. You really love them.
It's part of my plan to just go after every segment of the population.
No, it is not part of your plan. You genuinely like them, right?
I do like them. It is a different kind of program because it's so kind of sincere in its happiness.
But
which,
at a bad
which in America is at this point is kind of is bizarre because negativity is the form. So
you're telling me. I'm more negative than anybody, but I have good reason to be. Anyway, so you're telling me that when you were at your low points, at certain points in your life,
you would watch them?
You would watch Regis and Kathy Lee. It would make you feel better about the world.
Well, when I was, this is before I met her, when I was unhappily married.
Right.
You know, you get
You've
up.
been married already?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, married and divorced.
Yeah.
Wow.
The whole
He did the whole thing.
What did someone
Would you get
once
married
say?
real young? What time? Well, how old were you when you got married?
I was 25. It's like that thing someone said. I think Evan Dando with Lemonhead said that there's something about getting a major label contract and getting married. Like you think you got to do both, and then you realize later it's a mistake.
Yeah, right.
So now I just kind of, it was like a nice way to wake up to some positivity because my atmosphere at that point was very
Even
negative.
if it was phony, you wanted to see some.
Doesn't matter.
I believe in the. I believe.
He believes in Regis and Kathy Lee. He believes in the
the
positivity of Regis and Kathy Lee. Listen, there are many people who do. A lot of housewives out there believe in them too.
Well, I'm going after the housewives.
You're damn right. So the point is that, and is it true that you now have a relationship with Regis where you call each other and get together and play golf or something?
No, that's not true.
Because somebody told me that on the internet.
I don't believe in like the celebrity friendship.
You don't? Me neither.
I'm friends with people who are famous, but we're friends. It's not like that I'm famous, you're famous. So it would be like me calling you out of the blue, like, hey, let's hang out. You'd be like,
it'd be very.
I don't know you like that.
It would be very awkward. So how do you have celebrity friends?
Just people I've met and befriended over time, you know.
Yeah.
It's like a real
can you start flying?
Nobody wants to befriend me.
Nobody's hung out with you over time.
No one's hung out with me, so.
We'll be your friends.
Please.
I really want to see the Tabasco with the dog trick. I got to see this. The cruelty.
The cruelty to the animals trick. But you want to know something? I really wouldn't want to be friends with you two because I have to sit there and watch you guys make out all the time. You know what I mean? And that would be a little too much for me. I don't know if I could handle that. You know what I mean?
It's not like that.
Yeah, really? I don't know. All right, so wait a second. Tell me a couple of things because I got a whole bunch of facts here.
All right.
Were you recently on a plane with Chevy Chase and he had you thrown off? True or false?
That's true.
That is true.
How did he get you thrown off?
Yeah, I mean, you're more happening than him.
I'm so glad you're bringing this up because I was going to bring it up.
Good.
I knew you'd love this.
And please tell me.
We were in St. Bart's in the Caribbean.
Oh, Elena, what do you wear there? Like bathing suits?
No, I go naked.
Do you really? Do you go to nude beach? Billy, too? Billy, you're comfortable with your nudity?
I don't have the abs, my friend.
Yeah, me neither. How do you get those abs?
I don't know.
You mean you're in a bathing suit and Elena's naked?
No.
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 You do not go naked? What do you wear, a thong?
Bikini bottoms.
No, I meant Billy.
Oh, God.
No,
I don't want to see that.
Really?
Tell him what I wear at the beach.
You don't want to know.
What? Because
Long
Billy.
sleeve shirt.
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's had any sun.
Yeah, because Billy's like Nixon. I mean, you know, he doesn't look like he's had, much sun.
Hat, glasses, long sleeve shirt.
Why? You afraid of the sun? Skin cancer or something?
My mother had really fair skin. I burn like that.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like fun. You two on a romantic vacation and you're dressed up in your suit and everything on the beach? You laid up.
Tell me it's not a pretty picture.
Yeah.
Completely covered.
That's funny. I got to get pictures of that.
She's looking totally hot, topless.
Right.
And I'm like,
Yeah, you go topless?
I'm like Abe Vigoda on the beach.
Elena, are you really topless on these beaches?
If I'm allowed to be. Yeah.
Wow.
See, and St. Bart's is a French island.
Oh.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la. Okay, so wait a second.
Chevy Chase.
Right, Chevy Chase. So
I knew you'd love this.
Let me hear this.
Well, we had to connect. We had to connect to catch a flight to get back to New York.
Right.
And it's like if you don't make the connection, flights get backed up. One plane breaks down.
That's right.
Literally had to push people out of the way to get on this, 8-seater plane to get off this stupid island.
You had enough.
Yeah, and it was pretty brutal. People screaming, the whole bad scene.
Right.
Almost got in a fist fight.
How long do you last on a vacation before you get completely nuts?
About 6 days.
Really? That's 4 more than I can.
Yeah. So we get on the plane. We're strapped in, and we're sitting there, and it's like 110. You're sitting in this plane, you're sitting. All of a sudden, a guy comes in. We're very sorry. This plane has to go to a different island, and you must get off the plane. So we're like, okay, who are we to say no? We get off the plane. Here comes Chevy Chase and his family, right by us.
Are you kidding?
Now, how does he get that kind of pull?
There's more.
Go ahead, yeah.
So then when the next plane comes, it's a whole scene all over again, to get back on the plane.
Yes.
Okay. Get on the plane, get to the next place, and who's in line in front of us? Chevy Chase.
Right.
So they lied.
He wasn't going to another island.
Oh,
he was going to
man.
the
So they
same
lied
place
to
you
get us
were.
off the plane to put Chevy on.
What do you think he did? He slipped him a whole bunch of
Paid.
money?
I think he just called up and said, "This is Chevy Chase," and they said, "Who?" And he
Yeah,
said,
but you're Billy
he said,
Corgan.
Remember SNL?
Yeah. No,
75.
barely. I mean, but you're Billy Corgan. They can't do that to you. Did they know who
Listen,
you were?
I got no pull in the Caribbean.
Really?
0.
You're not a big star in the Caribbean? I would think you would be. All right, but go ahead.
We have bets sometimes about me getting recognized, and we're surprised sometimes how people in obscure parts of the world do recognize me. But down there, I mean, it's like pretty. I mean,
I
if
play
look
that
like,
game-
If I look like Jimmy Buffett, maybe, but
Yeah, so anyway, you're online and Chevy Chase is in front of you. And then what do you do? Did
And
you
why
say something to
you
him?
instead of whoever else is on the plane?
now I'm the type of person who can patiently exact my revenge, and I'm exacting it right now.
How do you do it?
Talking about it here?
Talking about it? No, you're going to do better than that.
But wait a minute. Why Billy?
This is phase 1.
Right.
Yes, I don't know.
This is
Did they empty out the plane or just take Billy
Emptied out the plane.
Oh, they completely emptied
Yeah.
the plane.
They
Wow.
lied, got us everybody on the plane, off the plane.
I can't
Wow.
believe people allowed that. Now, talking about famous controversies between you and other celebrities, Paul Sorvino confronted Billy backstage during the 1997 MTV Video Music Awards about something between you and what the hell was going on? You almost got into a fist fight with Paul Sorvino, the actor.
It's so beyond the surreal. I can't even get into it.
What do you mean? What happened?
It's like a really long involved story that involves our ex drummer who used to date
What's her name?
one of the Sorvino sisters, not Mira, the one.
Amanda Sorvino. Now I understand.
Right.
Okay.
So it's one of these like entangled things, and somehow I got caught in the crossfire of something, and
You weren't even
So
involved.
the
No.
dad was mad at you for something that the drummer did
Yeah.
with his daughter,
exactly.
and he was taking it out on you.
Absolutely.
And
You couldn't get to the drummer.
And I kept
That's
trying.
great.
I kept trying to explain to him that I had nothing to do with the situation. So
Right.
it escalated and escalated because he kept calling me a liar, and I kept saying you don't understand.
Wow.
So after he calmed down, everything made peace.
Everything's cool now.
Yeah. Not a
Oh,
big deal.
man. Yeah.
Amazing.
All right, now listen. I got a bunch of stuff to ask you. Your childhood sounds more screwed up than anybody I know, next to Robin's.
Oh, stop it. I told you, you're running right up there with me. So
You think
stop
mine's
it.
as bad as yours?
Absolutely.
I think-
Absolutely.
I think we're all products of pain. Let's face it.
Well, you said something really interesting in an interview once. You said, I don't think I'd want to get up in front of thousands of people and be adored the way I do if I had had some love at home. But people who don't get love at home want to be worshipped.
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost a pathological.
You need to do this.
I think so.
Otherwise, you don't think you'd be a singer
I mean,
and a songwriter.
I think it's at least turned the corner where there's a lot of good that's come out of it.
Yeah, right. And also I read that you shaved your head because of vanity. I thought maybe you were losing your hair or something, but you weren't. You just said, I want to do away with the whole vanity thing.
I just got tired of just. It's a weird thing when you never really think of yourself in physical terms.
Yeah.
You think of yourself as a cerebral person, and suddenly you're being judged on completely physical.
Especially in rock and roll.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about
I mean,
that.
when you've got people who have more success than you at some point in your life because they're cuter, you're going, this is really surreal. And this is weird.
I thought it was awfully ballsy when you shaved your head, quite frankly. Because I'm thinking like,
And
well,
I have to tell you, you'll never do it, but
no, I won't.
Yeah, you'd
I'm way
like
too ugly.
to have him free himself.
girls love it.
They do?
Love it.
Because
Oh,
chicks,
yeah.
do they? Because chicks tell me they love my hair. Like, and if anything that they love, I don't want to lose. You know what I mean? I mean, like, there's so few things they love that they go, hey, you have really nice hair. I would put a cloth over my face and let them just play with my hair. I don't care. So what's the difference?
I don't know.
I love
really-
you. I love
went
you,
through that
Elena.
Whole, went through that whole thing. I thought,
Yeah, I just sorry. I can't help it. I can't take my eyes off her.
Have you ever had anybody try to pick up your girl so blatantly in front of
Yeah.
you?
Hey, forget Billy and come with
It's
me.
just math.
listen, Howard,
Yeah.
she loves you so much, it's not a problem.
Is that really true?
I've been listening to you guys since I'm 14.
Get out of here.
Where is she from?
Yeah, where are you from?
I'm Ukrainian, but
I thought there was a little
I
accent.
didn't know we were on the Ukraine.
We're
I
big
grew up
there.
in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You've been listening to me since you were 14?
Yep.
So you mean I could have gotten you?
You had a good, 10-year window there.
You're not kidding. You guys gonna get married or something? You're never gonna do something
No.
silly. You're gonna get married.
No way.
You would never get married.
No way.
And
Not
Elena
after
doesn't
what
wanna
I
get
went
married
through.
either.
No
Really,
way.
it will never happen again.
No way.
You and Elena are committed to one another, but
And she doesn't believe in marriage. She
I
thinks it's
never
a
believed in it.
right,
wasted
it's
institution.
stupid, right? Because how can you be married? How do you know what's going to happen?
Depends. I mean, it's good for some people. It's not good for us.
Would you ever have children together?
Oh, yeah.
You would.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever get pregnant or something, or something like that? Someone once told me they thought you were pregnant.
There's so many strange rumors that
Right.
start. That there was a rumor going on we'd gotten married. There's rumors going around that she's pregnant.
But you could get pregnant. You guys don't have sex with protection, do you?
Galatasaray is offline. Chief is
Not the
offline.
last 2 months.
Dog work
So
is
she's been
offline.
Billy's baby.
Massive is
Are you
offline.
trying?
Dog is offline.
Really?
Judge on BD is
Oh,
offline.
withdrawal mother.
David is offline. Redemptor is
Can end
offline.
up being a dad.
It's just
That
offline.
happens. To sum it up in a nutshell, you're a little kid.
Right.
All right. Both your parents abandon you. Abandon you. They live less than a mile away, and they never come to visit you ever.
No, I saw my mother about every 2 or 3 weeks, and I didn't see my father that much because he was a musician. He was traveling a lot.
And they passed you off from family to family?
It was a strange thing, yeah.
Right.
They had kids that they kept with them?
No, not
No,
really.
none of them,
It's
huh?
so. It reads like a TV movie.
Yeah, but you called it a living rejection. What else would you call it? It is
Yeah,
a
it was-
rejection.
It did piss me off pretty good for a while. I'm fine with it now.
Was there any explanation at all?
Well, it's I don't know. It's
You
hard to
felt
get-
they didn't like, but you had other siblings that they did sort of
My
take care
mother,
of
my mother thought I would be better off with my father.
because they thought you were different.
No, I think originally it was just simple logistics. I think my mother felt I would be better off with my father and thought my father was going to take more care of us.
And he didn't.
then my father got remarried, and so we ended up living more with our stepmother.
Right.
So it just kind of worked out that way. My mother regretted not having us to come back live with her. She told me.
Especially now that you're famous.
Yeah, and my father's still alive, by the way.
He is.
He's alive and kicking, yeah.
Billy Corgan Sr.
Oh, yeah.
And he appears on the album. I would think he wouldn't even have anything to do with this guy.
No.
Because he
no,
neglected
I
you.
love my father. I
You
mean,
do?
Yeah. my
You've been in
father's-
therapy?
Yeah, like 4 years or so.
How many times a week?
I don't go anymore.
You don't?
I reached a point where I
You got tired of
I
hearing
felt
it.
I was thinking of everything I was doing to the point of like, I'm drinking this water
Yeah.
because I want to make myself feel good.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like,
Right, right,
It's
right.
like,
Analyzing everything.
and she's against it too. She thinks it's a waste of time.
You do? I don't. I'm doing it. I think it's, I'm in there 3-4 days a week. I got 2 of them working on
He's
me now.
loving it.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
I don't know.
No, I
Both-
find it a little
both
painful.
females?
No, one's a male, one's a female.
Okay.
Yeah, I got all
I've never
kinds.
tried it, so I can't imagine sitting.
One night
Honey-
when she was drunk, she told me she was going to go.
Yeah.
She really needed it. Next day, I don't remember saying it. It was-
Believe me, you don't need it. Not the way you look. Trust me. When you look like me, you need it.
I don't know.
A
But
lot of
About it.
problems like that.
I'm with you.
All right, so your father is on the new album, right? He did some sort of guitar riff?
No, he's on the he's on one of the B-sides.
Oh,
that
yes.
came out, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, we're that's all square. I mean, everything's.
Well, of
worked out.
course he loves you now.
Yeah, it's easy to love you now. Hell, everybody loves you now.
Oh, now you're his favorite kid.
Yeah, isn't that great? Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, Bill, yeah, he's a good kid.
He's my son.
Yeah, good.
Bill Jr.
F you, Dad. Yeah,
Chip
great.
off the old block.
Yeah, thanks for neglecting me, making me feel like a turd. Yeah, I'll say it for you.
It's a strange road to travel that you almost feel like you have to prove everybody wrong.
But at 14, you were having a lot of problems. You wanted to go see a shrink, but then you go to your stepmom's friend, and you feel like you can't even say anything because he's going to tell her, right?
Yeah.
So that sucked.
Yeah, it was kind of bizarre. She was like real good friends with the shrink, so and I could tell because things I would say
Would end
Showed
up.
up in
Right.
I'd be
conversation.
confronted with at the dinner table.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a
Then
real
I just
ethical
ended
shrink.
Not saying anything.
Right. But at 14, you start playing guitar, and that's when you start to find yourself.
Yeah.
You found music. But was music always... How do you learn how to play guitar? Did you take lessons or something?
No, I never took any lessons.
Yeah, but didn't your father give one of your other brothers lessons?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he thought Billy should be like a lawyer or something.
Oh, dear.
Right?
I was always my brother was the cute one. I was the smart one.
Oh, great.
So
He's that. So how do you learn how to play guitar? You just go around and you start fiddling around with it?
yeah, that guitar came really easy.
Do you know how to read music?
No,
You don't?
No.
Is that a disappointment to you?
no, not at all.
He
Really?
doesn't
In
need
fact,
to.
I
Yeah, you don't really need to.
I mean, musicians all the time, and I just tell them, just play whatever's in your head.
Yeah, it's easy for you to say. I've tried that.
Yeah, we've heard what's in your head,
You should
Howard.
see what's in my
Don't
head.
Play.
I heard that.
So anyway, and you were actually a good baseball player. You weren't one of these kids who was uncoordinated stuff. You were a real good baseball player, but I don't understand what happened. Then the kids, you used to hit home runs and everything, and then the kids wouldn't play with you anymore?
No, that's another kind of. No, this goes back to my crazy childhood.
Okay.
When I was 12, I led the Kitty League in homers. It was like star athlete.
Right.
And then the next year, my parents wouldn't enroll me in baseball because it cost $40.
Wow.
Scumbags. No wonder your
They were
music's so
always
sad.
there for you.
So I spent the whole summer kind of just.
Don't you think your music is sad?
No.
Then why do I cry when I hear your songs? I find all music sad, but especially your music. I find it incredibly sad.
I think it's easy to mix sadness with emotion.
Is that what it
I don't
is?
think emotion is necessarily sad.
You know, Robin doesn't get sad when she hears me. I do for some reason. I don't know why.
I think Billy hit on something that, the emotion that you least like to feel is sad. And
Right.
music is a way of getting to that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean,
Thank you.
the way we feel is there's really nowhere else to go in rock and roll. I mean, it's all been done. You can't play
Right.
any louder. You can't pull off your arms, whatever.
Right.
I mean, Manson is like the ultimate extreme of
Right.
So for me, there's nowhere else to go but to be heavily emotional because that's the last.
And
rock
write about
roll
your life.
Oasis, yeah.
Right. And in fact, this new album is really about your life. This is really isn't this about your mother?
Some of it is, but I think it's more. I think for the first time, I'm really writing for everybody else. I write from my point of view, but I'm really starting to think about everybody else. I mean,
Will you go solo in the future and leave your band? I believe you will. Because you're doing everything yourself now anyway. I don't think the other two members like me.
What is the deal there? Why
Well,
don't we see the other pumpkins here?
Yeah, that Chinese person.
Your chances of getting Darcy up at this hour are pretty slim.
Yeah, I don't think they like me,
James
though.
is a really private person.
Yeah, does he like me or what? I
No,
mean,
he likes listening to you.
Oh, he does? All right.
But if you asked him, hey, what size is your penis? I mean, he would fall off the chair. He couldn't deal with.
He couldn't deal with any of that. Are you sick of working with them?
Oh no, not at
No,
all.
you will stay with them.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna do one more album for sure, and we always look at it as like album by album.
Right.
Because for us, it's so intense.
Yeah, but you write everything, right? I mean,
For the most part, yeah.
they better hope you stay, unless you pull a Sting on them and split. Those other two guys are still looking for Sting. They're still looking for that reunion tour.
He's on the run.
Yeah, Sting can't hide. He can't buy enough houses to hide from those two guys. Okay, so you were Courtney's lover. That had to be insane.
That was pretty insane.
Right. Although that had to be kind of interesting, too.
Restez avec nous. Howard Stern, ça continue sur Paris Première.
So you worked with Courtney Love, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's a whole thing. Now, this is fascinating.
Speaking of whole.
So Courtney Love puts out her first solo album that I thought was brilliant. But then the rumors always existed that basically what she did was take Kurt Cobain's songs after he died and record them.
Right.
Because those songs are brilliant.
Yeah, they're
I think
great.
that's one of the best albums I've ever heard. So now here she's waiting around to do her second album and all this. So she gets in touch with you, right?
No, actually, it was my idea.
To do the second album, to produce it.
Well, she wasn't going to make another album.
You're kidding.
And why do you think that was?
Well, she was telling everyone she was going to make another album, but I've known her a long time. She wasn't going to make another album.
And you guys used to be lovers or something?
We were boyfriend, girlfriend around 91.
Right. And everyone was accusing you of having an affair with her when Kurt Cobain was alive, right?
Yeah.
That was not true.
That's not true at all.
Right. So after he died, you became her lover.
No.
No, before that.
No, I'm 91. That's like...
Way past.
Kurt passed away in 94, so...
Oh, so this
I
is...
had a relationship with her before she
They were
started
even
going out with
together.
Kurt. Yeah.
You have to tell me about that off the air. I'd like to know if she's good in the sack. I bet she can
always
really.
wondered.
I bet you she can really groove. Although Elena looks like she's really built for action.
Believe me.
Yeah.
Elena is...
Yeah. Dirty.
She makes...
I like that.
She'd make you forget anyone you ever knew.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Well, thank you.
Elena, I need some of that.
Sorry, I had to tell you here on the radio.
Yeah. You've never told her that before,
Never
have
said
you?
that at home. Huh?
Yeah. How about writing a song about her? So, believe me, she already has been better than anyone I've ever had, and I haven't been with her yet. So
You've forgotten everybody.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I'm thinking about the beach, and Chevy Chase throwing us off the plane. It's also romantic. So you're telling me...
You know what, Billy? He's taking your fantasies, taking you out and putting himself in
Yeah,
them.
I was the guy who got thrown off the plane by Chevy Chase.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's what I do. I live through others. I'm like a vampire. So you're telling me that, okay, so you were Courtney's lover. That had to be insane.
That was pretty insane.
Right. Although that had to be kind of interesting, too.
Well, for someone who was kind of right out of the sticks like I was, it was quite a culture shock.
Right. And how do you, because she recognizes how brilliant you are and everything, falls in love with you, and then it's difficult to get away from her, right? Once you sort of are in love with her, and then you're not in love anymore.
No, I think, you know, sometimes when you're young, you meet people that you're very attracted to, and when you're young, it comes out sexually, your boyfriend, girlfriend. But when you get a little older, you realize you're probably much better off as friends.
Right.
That intensity is better suited for a friendship.
So you kept the friendship going with her, and you said, hey...
On and off.
Right, and you said, hey, listen, you should put out a second album.
I felt very strongly because she got so wrapped up in the idea that she was going to be a big movie star.
Right.
That she didn't think she had to make music anymore.
And you thought it was important that she make music, because she is talented.
Absolutely.
Right.
I believe that she's an important person in our world as far as music goes.
But you're saying that you...
I don't care about movies, you know.
Right.
I'm saying if music, it's like if you have the ability, you should be doing it.
Right,
So.
because you're just anxious as a fan even to hear what she has to do, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you went ahead, though, but you ended up writing the majority of the songs. True or false?
Well, they brought me in just to kind of help go through the material that they had and kind of just straighten it out.
Right. Was it as brilliant as that first album's material, or was it just all over the place and horrible?
I thought it had a ton of potential, but was no way in hell was it going to come together.
So are you one of those people that believes that her first album was, in fact, written by Kurt Cobain?
No.
You do not think so?
But he might have gone through it and fixed it, huh?
That's possible. I don't know. I don't have anything that I know about that, but I can say that at that time they were much more of a functioning band. And when you're a functioning band, it's much easier if you have an idea, you know, to come in and you just kind of play, practice, and the song works out.
Right.
Whereas they weren't really a functioning band at this point, so they just had some kind of riffs and jams, and there was no nothing was going to come together.
So you sat down, and what is it? Some kind of controversy now. You're saying that you wrote most of the new album for Courtney Love, and she's saying no, you didn't have anything to do with it. What is going on? I don't understand the controversy.
It's really simple. You know, I came in and they were very concerned. Okay, we don't want you to write. I said no problem. I'm just here to help as a friend.
Right.
So sat down, started going through, and within about maybe 7-10 days, burned through everything they had, and they were so happy, pleased. So then we're sitting there, and it's like, well, let's just start writing some songs. It was no problem. Started writing some songs together. I throw in an idea, take this one, throw in an idea, da-da-da-da-da. No big deal.
So you probably wrote most of the album. That's what I'm getting from this.
Out of the maybe the 15 songs that we worked on at the time, I think I'd helped write maybe 6 or 7.
Right.
Well, I don't think it was so much that you're claiming that you wrote everything. I think the quote that probably got her upset was that there wouldn't have been a new whole album if it hadn't been for you.
No, there wouldn't be.
Right, and she doesn't like you saying that, but you're...
No, what's upsetting about the whole situation is that I came in as a friend. I've done everything as a friend, and now she's embarrassed because she needed my help, and so she's trying to kind of
downplay it,
push me away out of the picture, and I'm just telling the truth. I helped them get their songs together, and I helped them write some songs.
Oh, I believe it.
Nothing more complicated than that.
Yeah.
They recorded the album on their own. They'd play me some tapes. I'd say, try this, try that. They even brought me in a couple times. I played bass on one song.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
And why does it have to turn into an ugly thing?
Because she's turning into an ugly thing because she's embarrassed because she actually needed somebody's help. But my point is if I hadn't helped, there wouldn't be an album. So what do you want? You want no album, or you want album with some help?
Now, I've been reading that you're disappointed in the reception to your latest album.
I'm disappointed in our fans mostly.
Really? Why?
Because I think the fans are kind of going through they're sad that grunge is ended.
Right.
And so they're going to punish the Pumpkins because, you know, nobody wants to rock anymore. But let's face it, I mean, kids right now just aren't that interested in rock and roll.
Right.
There's good songs, there's some good bands, but, you know, there's not that exciting vibrancy that there was 5 years ago. So as an artist, I'm trying to let's move it on into something else.
Keep doing something different.
Yeah, and I feel like the fans don't really have our back on this album, and they kind of get caught up in, you know, all the stuff that the media is telling them, and ultimately, you know, the general public in the world, they're going to buy an album if they like the songs and they something connects with them.
Right.
But I felt like our fans didn't really back us up on an album like this and say, we support that you're trying to have integrity in this process, as opposed, because I mean, that's like pretty much a rock kind of song. We could have done a whole album of rock songs. It's not a problem, but it's not where music's going to be headed. So should we be the Smashing Pumpkins who have been ahead of their time, or should we just kind of do what other bands do, which is keep rehashing the same thing just
until everyone gets sick of them?
Yeah, and keep milking your money. It's not what we've ever been about.
Hey, did you get into a fist fight with that guy from Bush?
No.
Gavin?
Gavin, no?
No.
Why did I read that? Or I know what it is. It's a guy. It's that idiot from Lemonheads. Is he always bashing you or something? Evan Dando?
No, we don't have a problem with him.
You don't have a problem with him? You're kidding. I thought. How come everyone's reaching this and saying you guys had a problem?
I've never gotten in a fist fight with anybody like
Really?
that.
You're lucky.
I mean, I've threatened to. I mean,
Oh, really? You can kick some ass, huh?
I'm 6'4".
I know. I can't kick any ass. I can't. You could. Your girlfriend could beat me.
You could
up.
run away.
Yeah, I could run. I'm fast. I've been running, man. So this 15-year-old girl flew down from Toronto. She missed you when you were in concert. She couldn't get tickets, and she wrote me this long, rambling letter about how the mom wrote me about how she's crying and she's your biggest fan. I just want to watch her freak out when she walks in.
All right.
If you would grant me that. I love to watch like 15-year-old girls,
Just
freak.
go crazy.
Yeah. Elena, when you're in bed with, Billy and like, do you ever think about how all the 15-year-old girls want to be with him and you're with him?
No.
It doesn't turn you on?
No.
Now, where'd you two meet?
Photo shoot.
Oh, you're a model.
You're a model?
No, I'm a photographer.
Oh, really?
So you were taking his picture?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so the way we met is I picked her for her pictures. I had no idea what she looked like.
Yeah, sure.
I'm saying.
I thought I was
right.
40.
I thought she was 40 because her pictures are so mature.
Really? Oh,
You
man.
talk to her on the phone, you think she's like, 18-year-old Rosie Perez or something. So
Yeah, right.
I got a little confused, but
Oh, it's very exciting.
Did you take full advantage of your rock star status before you and Yelena hooked up?
no,
No?
You didn't?
I was scared about it.
because I was married.
Oh.
What are we doing?
I have to say, I completely blew that part.
You did.
Absolutely.
You mean you were with your wife, you got the divorce,
I went. I was,
and you went right to Yelena?
No, I met Elaine even before I was divorced. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
And so you've been with Yelena the whole time? Since the divorce?
yeah, for 3 years.
You haven't had any other women? Elena, you got to let him. You got to give him a weekend pass.
Well, I tried.
What do you mean?
When we first met, I was like, "Are you sure you want to be in this relationship? Because you seem like you need
Gotta
some
tuck the mic
time."
in.
Right.
Yeah.
And he said
she
no.
actually said, get out of here.
She at one point offered me she said, "Go away for a year, get it out of your system, and
then come back."
And I said, "No, I won't do it."
Any
I was
regrets?
afraid she wouldn't be there after a year.
Right. You didn't want to lose her.
No way.
Damn, you must be real good. Damn. I mean, really. Oh, you do need therapy, Billy. I swear to God, man. Don't talk to me about this. Oh, what is it, Baba Booey?
I don't want to revisit old stuff, but I just want to talk about that Evan Dando stuff.
Yeah.
Evan Dando said in an interview that Smashing Pumpkins are a crap band and they deserve to have all the problems that happened to them. And when they asked him how people should remember him, he said, "I'd like to be remembered as someone who really dislikes Billy Corgan intensely."
See? That's what I was talking about. Why is that?
I think he's mad because we threw him out of a dressing room.
I also heard,
Excuse me. Also, he sucks. What good songs has he done?
Mrs. Robinson.
Yeah, I mean,
He didn't
yeah.
write that.
He didn't
Evan has a lot of problems.
Is that right?
A lot of problems, yeah, a lot.
Wow.
And
what's his problem with you? He's jealous because you're a genius.
I've known Evan for 10 years, and I sat backstage with him in Madison Square Garden before we played, and he was literally in tears talking about the old days and how he wishes things were simple again. And then, an hour later, he's throwing food at people backstage and screaming at them, telling them to get the hell out of there, and so we had to throw him out.
So anything that he says...
So I haven't seen him since. So
he's mad.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, whatever. I don't care what he thinks of me. I just, he's in bad shape, so it's not my fault.
I love the world of rock and roll. Oh, that's so great.
It never stops. It never stops.
No. And Evan was the guy they rumored to be with Courtney Love while Kurt Cobain was alive, right? That's the guy. Right?
Can't divulge any information on that one.
You ought to write a book.
I could write a pretty good book.
He
Yeah, huh?
obviously knows something.
You've seen some cool crap go down, huh?
You wouldn't believe half the I've seen. You wouldn't believe it. You
Jeez,
wouldn't
I wish
believe
you'd
it.
tell us.
Yeah. You got to open up a little.
I got to tell you some of this stuff off the air.
Oh, good, yeah. This is a 15-year-old girl who flew down from Toronto We didn't even fly her.
15-year-old girl fly down.
I don't know, but her mom contacted us, and she said, and I just thought it'd be kind of cool. Oh, here she is. Hey, she's hot.
Wow.
Wow, look at your shoes.
Your daughter's my age.
My daughter is your age. How are
She
you?
looks very old, doesn't
You're
she?
really 15?
Oh, boy.
Oh, you I'd go out with. I don't care if you're my daughter's age. You know I have a daughter your age?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Wow. And Billy's looking you over.
You know that guys are looking at her, like at your daughter, like the way you're looking at her?
I really shouldn't have let you come down here. You got life way too good. You're too good looking. Probably guys kiss your butt all the time, right?
No.
They don't? Well, look at Billy. Take a look. There he is.
Hey,
You're,
Billy.
you're acting awfully calm for, you worship him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's holding it in.
Yeah. You're 15. Does she look 15? You could accidentally have...
This could get you into trouble, couldn't it?
Have you had sex with boys yet?
No.
You haven't?
No. Not that I think it's any of your business, but.
No, it is my business. That's exactly what my business is. You're like Lolita or something.
Wow.
Damn.
There's a made-for-TV movie in here somewhere.
You're not kidding. You better sit far away from Billy. Elena is shooting daggers at you right now.
Oh, no.
You don't care, right? You're not threatened by that. Are
I'm
you
half
threatened?
Billy's age.
You are? Yeah, and I'll tell you something. You're like... I'm like 20 times older than you. I could get into some big trouble with you. So how come you can hardly even look at Billy? I mean, you flew all the way from Toronto.
What do you have to say to Bill?
Just say, well, yeah, here's your chance.
I think this is just a ruse to get on the show, really.
I don't know.
want to meet Howard,
I'm telling you.
I'm very nervous. I'm
Can you tell Billy about... Tell us why
does he
you
mean
love
to
him
you?
and what he means to you.
Well, ever since I was really young.
You are
he's been
really
like-
young.
Well, younger.
Yeah.
He's been like a role model for me.
Really?
So, yeah.
So what do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah,
No.
I mean, what role have you taken on?
Yeah, I mean, how have you changed now that Billy is in your life?
I don't know. It's just every kid has someone that they idolize. So.
Right. And your idol is Billy.
Yeah.
So you have posters of him in your room and stuff?
No, I don't
Really?
put posters up on my wall.
You don't?
No.
So how do you idolize him?
Yeah, how do you worship Billy?
They've been my favorite band forever, the Smashing Pumpkins.
Right.
So I don't know.
You got his albums.
I thought you were going to be like one of these 15-year-olds that come in here screaming and stuff. Instead, you're this jaded 15-year-old who's like,
I don't know. I'm very nervous, though. I'm
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I mean, you listen to all the words of all of his songs, and they mean something to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite song?
My favorite song?
Yeah.
I have way more than one.
Well,
Just
One?
Yeah.
One.
She
I don't
doesn't
know.
know any.
It's hard.
You sure you know
do.
Billy's songs? Name 5 of Billy's songs.
5?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't bought any of the
Okay.
albums
Right.
No, okay. Love,
Okay.
I,
Right.
Chairbrock,
Okay.
mayonnaise.
Oh, you really are shaking.
I am.
Yeah, good. This is good. Now you're getting better. Yeah, go ahead. I mean, when you get into tears, then we'll
yet. So
really
what
be...
do all these songs mean to you?
I don't know.
You're only 15. How could they mean anything?
I don't know how.
That's
I'm
it.
asking.
You got to be at least 16 to start having
To
these
have
songs have an
meaning?
effect on you.
No.
That's right. So if have you ever cried when you heard Billy's songs?
I have.
You have.
Yes.
And now sitting so close to him, do you feel like crying?
I don't know. I'm in shock. I can't believe it.
Have you ever cried to the point where you vomited when you heard Billy's songs?
No.
You have not.
Actually, but I'd like to correct you. Earlier you said I didn't get tickets to the concert in Toronto.
You
Yeah.
did have tickets.
I actually had them,
Right.
but it was a crazy week. I'm starting my own business, and there was tons of family affairs.
What kind of business? Is it
Fashion design.
15-year-old fashion designer?
Yeah.
This is some kind of entrepreneur.
This is weird.
Really?
No. And so
I don't believe she's 15.
Me neither. I don't either. Does she look 15 to you? No.
I'm 15.
Wow.
I swear.
Well, they didn't build them like that when I was 15, I'll tell you that. Billy,
If they did, they hid them from
when you were 15, had you lost your virginity or were you still... No way, right?
How
Yeah.
old were you?
How old were you?
18.
18, man. When you were 15, there was nothing like this around, right? If it was, it wasn't with you.
Yeah, right.
Sean, you're on the air with Billy Corgan and the new album, of course,
Hey.
Adore and everything else. Yeah.
What's up, Howard? You
Hey.
rule, man.
Well, of course.
Rule the world.
Of course.
F.
Well,
Billy
thank
Corgan.
you. What?
F. Billy Corgan.
Why are you
man.
saying that? We're having a nice time here.
Nah, man, it's cool, and I'm a fan and everything else, right? And
Are you a fan of Billy's?
Yeah. Well, this weekend I was, I was at the Warped Tour, and I'm talking to some friends, and they're bad mouthing them. I'm like,
Who,
dude, I'd
Billy?
actually like. If
So
I
why are
met
you
him.
bad-mouthing Billy?
Well, I'll tell you. I'm getting to that.
All right.
I'm getting to that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm talking like, you know, musicians that you guys probably know and play on the air, you know, and they're like bad mouthing. I'm like, dude, I'd probably work with him if I ever got to meet him. I respect what he's done and everything.
Well, what is your problem?
Well, now I'm listening to him on the show, and I'm like, what the, you know, dude, what's he, like, you know, I'm sorry, Billy, man, but you're not going to kill rock and roll. You're not the end-all, be-all to rock and roll, dude.
What?
And, like, this stuff that you're saying,
what are you
like,
talking
rock and
about?
roll's got nowhere to go. Dude, there's some bands out there that rock.
He's saying that a lot of things have been done in rock and roll, and he's trying to take it in its own direction.
That's cool, but it's just like the way he's wondering where his fan base is going, and I'm trying to hit him in on it, man. Like, it's cool. I can understand you want to mature and everything. You're getting older.
Take him on, Billy.
Don't sell out the kids, man. Like the Toilet Boys, Nashville Pussy Zeke. There's bands out there that kick ass and are going to keep rock and roll going.
That's why I could never be a rock star. I couldn't deal with idiots like this.
You rock, man, but get it together, man. Go check out what's going on out there.
Let me tell you.
All right, later.
Let me tell you something.
Oh, he's gone.
Now you don't want to hear about it.
Right. Tell him. Tell him off.
We started 1988, right?
Right.
Nobody in alternative music was playing heavy.
Right.
Except some of the bands in Seattle.
That's right.
Everyone told us we were crazy. We're trying to bring back Led Zeppelin. You're all out of your minds.
Right.
You're wasting your time.
Right.
Okay? We hung in there. We stuck with it. We toured. We did everything on our own. We rode around in the van, you know?
Right.
And the next thing you know, it's the biggest thing in the world, right?
Right.
So we're all getting patted on the head for being so smart because we could feel it coming back. Well, I'm telling you now, it's got nowhere else to go.
Right.
And that's it. I mean...
Well, what's wrong with you going in all different directions?
That's it. There's great bands.
Right.
But the survival of rock and roll, the future of rock and roll, has to always be an exploration. You know, it's like when you hear, you heard Chuck Berry complaining in the '60s about rock and roll. Well, the Beatles took it another step.
Right.
You know, then Zeppelin took another step.
And you got to keep growing.
That's it.
Kyle, you're on the air.
Hey, Billy.
Dude.
Dude.
No.
All these guys getting so baked early.
I know. Everybody smokes so much.
They just stay baked.
Hi, Robert.
What about you, Billy? You do any drugs, or are you drug-free these days?
Pretty much drug-free.
Pretty much? Smoke a little pot?
No, not really.
Really?
No, I can't smoke anything. My throat's...
Your throat get messed up.
I got like a 14-year-old girl's throat, actually, but I shouldn't tell you that.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, where'd you get that from?
Yeah, where'd you get that from? Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Billy.
Yes.
How do you get away with playing such half-ass music?
Oh, man.
Not too many jealous people this morning.
Well, yeah. Come on. How could you say that about Billy? Seriously. How could you say that?
Okay, I totally agree with his, like, what he said.
You know who this is? Do you recognize the voice?
Who is it?
Peter Noon of Herman's Hermits. I can't believe it.
No, Billy, I totally agree with what you're saying about music nowadays. I haven't really heard anything good, new, or anything like that. But what's going on, nothing's cutting edge at all.
Oh.
You can't, I mean...
No, I disagree with that. I think there's a lot of cutting-edge stuff going on in electronica. But at the same time, my heart is in rock and roll, and I'm trying to take rock and roll somewhere else, just like we did, 8-9 years ago.
I'll tell you
That's all
something.
I'm saying. Just call it what it is. But let's not pretend that things are as fresh as they were 5 years ago.
You're one of the few people that I think is actually doing something different and actually doing anything good. Damn, maybe the phones were a bad idea. I don't know. You think so? There were a lot of people out there who loved you, though. So what are you doing now? You going to go out on tour, or what are you going to do?
Now we've been doing this charity tour in America.
Charity?
Mm-hmm.
You give all the money to charity?
Pretty much, yeah.
What's the charity?
Man, you're a good person.
We gave away about $410,000 last night.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Jackie's going to have a heart attack. Oh, I could have bought a house.
Why not to me?
Who do you give that money to?
Different charities in each city we're playing in.
Man, you are a really good person.
So I think we're up about $2 million and give away probably another $500,000 yet before we get out of America.
No kidding. And then where do you go? You go somewhere?
South America.
And Yelena, you'll go?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, too bad. I was
Maybe
hoping you'd stay home.
Good pictures in South America.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, I would have hoped to get together with you if Billy was out of town.
I keep you company.
South America. Billy, leave your wallet home, I'm telling you. Just be careful. Anyway, of course, the new album is called Adore. It's great. We play it here at the radio station all the time. And, Billy, it's a thrill to have you here.
Thank you.
Love your music, love Smashing Pumpkins. And, Yelena, even more thrilling to have you here.
Thank you.
So, Billy, everything went all right in there?
It's horrible. Can't believe him.
Hi, Susie. Hi.
So what'd you think of that young girl that came down? Do you get that a lot?
Not like that.